Hello, YouTube. It's me. Just wanted to come on in here and give a video um, to talk about some things. And I was going to do it on my phone, but it wasn't going to work out with that. So I'm doing it like this. I am here to talk about something that is very near and dear to my heart. And it's kind of been, uh, I will try not to separate my videos so far apart, but I feel compelled to be able to come on here and talk about my experience. And I had created a video earlier, and I felt that some things needed to be modified because what I'm going to talk about is something similar to it, but this is more on a more kind of on a more positive note because I've kind of uh, I don't know, I've been kind of talking a little bit more melancholy. But I wanted to make this a little bit more upbeat because it's just to me, I needed to speak more on about the positive things that are happening, more upbeat, more lighthearted things. And I feel I've been giving a lot of great leeway in terms of spiritual enlightenment and having the capacity to share with the rest of you all, if you know what I'm talking about abundance. I have been blessed with an abundance of spiritual gifts and being called to what I have been called to by the Lord. It's taken a long time for me to get to this point to share and discuss because a lot of you all out there are gifted spiritually and you've been under attack. I've been under heavy spiritual warfare this year, not just in the last 50 years, but this year, because I was just now finding out through not just a strong intuitive pull of things that have gone on in my life regards to separating and divorcing my ex-husband, and behind the scenes discovering what I've been learning through a lot of the videos on tarot readings, and then finding out about people who had been targeted and had been um, left out of something very key information regarding their material inheritance, things that were passed down from their families left to them. And they had it stolen. They had people attack them. They had people in their families had attacked them or stole from them because of greed. And I'm not making this my video about greed, but when I look back, it's as if the Holy Spirit was showing me flashbacks of things that regarding my family and how I ended up continuously being targeted in my family dynamic with my mother and father and the abuse that I suffered, and having to separate from them and establish my own identity, which I did when I turned 17. When I left Memphis, Tennessee, and then ended up moving to Flint, Michigan, and then was there for 8 years, and then I came back and remained in the South, like Tennessee, Memphis, came back to my hometown, Memphis, Tennessee, and then moved to West Memphis, Arkansas, and then South Haven, Mississippi, or in that tri-state area for the amount of around 20 some years. And still coming back to the same trash family, still the same, still trash dynamic, still karmic, toxic dynamic that, being bullied even by my own mother, bullied by family members, backstabbed, uh, bullied verbally, left to the wolves with my children, um, a victim of, you know, miscarriage of justice in the courts because the fathers of my children abused the legal system. My mother abused the legal system. My father abused the legal system, or stepfather, I call him. But they abused the legal system. And the ex-husband that I'd recently divorced abused the legal system. And it has been very tough for me to try to fight the legal system when I didn't have the resources to be able to fight back and establish a decent life for me and my children. And in a way, now I understand that partially is the reason why my own mother had been stealing from me. My own mother had been stealing something that was left to me. Maybe a house, maybe not. Spiritual inheritance. And my aunts and uncles knew about this. They knew about this. They were in on this too. And siblings of mine. And they were plotting and planning on getting rid of me so that they can take this inheritance. And they were just banking on my death so that they could take this. And I'm just now finding out about this. And I am literally like, I had just approached 50. And I'm having discovered this. I feel like they didn't think that I would find out. And it's a bigger problem. It is it's something of a big problem because it's been the key. Because I know the Lord did not want me to live in poverty. He did not want me to, because I've always been a hard worker. I've always been a hard worker, and I've always had a very great work ethic. And anyone that knows me knows that I bust my tail. And having the responsibility back then of going to college and getting my degree, and being a single mom, dealing with two children, and being, living on assistance and things, and still trying to maintain bills and things. And it was very hard. And it is very disturbing to find out that my own mother or father, or mother and father, and siblings, as we gotten older, that they had plotted and schemed behind my back to keep this information from me, and they did it intentionally. And I hear and seen a lot on YouTube with people who have gone through this. They, unbeknownst to them, they did not know that this inheritance was left down to them until they heard through the grapevine. I hadn't heard a word about any of this, and I didn't even know that that this had been going on. And they were banking on me not knowing, being ignorant of not knowing, because they felt like I was an easy target to attack, since I wasn't in on the know, because I am a very compassionate person, a very merciful person. I've been blessed with spiritual gifts that were suppressed, that were repressed, that were not cultivated, not appreciated, not welcomed by my own family, especially not my mother. My mother is very jealous and hateful towards me, and I never knew why. I was always targeted and bullied and beaten, physically, verbally abused, talked down to, told I was less than, told I was useless, you never amount to anything, and you're this and you're that. And she didn't want me to have the spotlight. She knew God wanted me to be at the forefront of whatever ministry or whatever platform he wanted me to. She destroyed that. She tried to destroy that. She knew God called me to something greater that would require me to be in the spotlight. She wanted to destroy my life, and she tried to destroy my life. I am no longer interested in cultivating any type of relationship with my family of origin because they tried to annihilate my life. And my ex-husband was also a part of this, in this plot. And when I started to look at these YouTube videos regarding people who were commenting on, and it just seems like a lot of these tarot videos talking about inheritances and things like that. And it's like, it seems to me that at this particular time that the Most High, the divine, is informing its people that there is an inheritance that's greater than material inheritance, and that's spiritual inheritance as well. I mean, they both kind of go hand in hand. And I never in my wildest dreams thought I'd be looking at tarot videos, but it's been a helpful tool in helping me discover some things about myself and some things about what the Lord has called me to do. It's kind of a tool that has helped me it's given me some insight, as I should say. It's given me some insight about my calling, because I had been through others who have definitely like guided me and have told me, not a lot, but a few who have been spiritually in the know, tell me, that God has called you to do this and do this. And it's like I didn't have the resources to do it. Or, they say, all you need is within you. And I'm like, I wasn't, I didn't feel like I was, I had to be stable and everything to be able to do this. But everything, that I have now, I mean, I've been blessed with, a nice place and everything. But having now with more fervency to be able to go and use the abilities and talents and skills and gifts that, the Lord, the divine has called me to use. And the most disturbing thing is to realize that relatives of mine, especially immediate family members who I thought had my back, didn't have my back at all. They were actually stabbing me in my back to the point where they didn't want me to exist at all. And I'm glad that the Most High has, taught me several things, and that's to detach. Because you were not meant to live a life of isolation. Only for a time you're supposed to be in isolation, but to not live in fear, to not fear your relatives, to not be afraid of the future. And I never thought that my relatives would do what they've done, but it's been brought to my attention that they have, because of a recent, because I hadn't spoken to them in a long time, and I don't feel I need to. But this most recent one-off conversation let me know that, yeah, there will be no reconciliation with this particular family member, because now it is clear to me. It is very clear to me that I've had to move on and move forward. But justice will be done in this case, because my ancestors are proud of me. They let me know that they're proud of me, and that they're applauding me for speaking on their behalf. There is a special gift or special gifts that I have been given by the divine to be able to fight for justice and to fight for the voice of my ancestors who have had put their lives on the line to bless me with what they've blessed me with. And it was taken advantage of. I was taken advantage of growing up and taken advantage of by relatives of mine, using me for their own material gain, using me for their own nefarious schemes, trying to get me to lose my divinity. And one thing I know is that I have to stand my ground, and I had to put up boundaries, because they were crossing those boundaries and they felt like they were entitled to. And if I didn't comply, then they'd punish me. And it brings me up to this point here today, which is why I'm making this video, because I, behind the scenes, I am kind of realizing that with what's been going on, they thought that I was stupid, that I didn't know what was going on. I don't know everything, but one thing I do know is that the people that I thought were family are not family. They never were. And I've had to call them out because it's an injustice that needs to be rectified, and it will be in due time. And thinking that they'll get away with it, and they don't. They won't. Because this is about justice. Divine justice has to be had. And they're under divine judgment for what they've done, and they will pay for that. I guarantee you. Now, on this second thing is, I feel like I had been going throughout my entire life with my head held down. And the Lord told me, why do you keep holding your head down when I have given you beauty? I've given you brains. I've given you a great smile. I've given you, a nice shape. I've given you, knowledge that surpasses all understanding. I've given you wisdom. I've given you, a great personality. I've given you a great disposition. I've given you a great, I've given you a great character. I've given you the ability to be excellent in whatever it is you do and whatever it is you want to pursue. Why are you so sad? Why are you looking down? Why do you continue to look down when I've given you great many assets? And anyone would be grateful to have you in their company, on your face on their billboard, or a modeling contract, or a singing contract, or art gallery, or a design company, or just any particular type of industry that I go into. And because I know I have a unique signature look, or unique signature personality, or unique set of skills and abilities, you'd be a great leader of a company. And because I had not understood my worth, that it dawned on me that, I'd been called a lot of names in the family and didn't even know my worth. I didn't recognize my worth because I hadn't had really anybody to help boost me in that area. And whenever I'm alone by myself, I had to build myself up with that idea, because people in my family were jealous, and, they felt like, why does she get this? Why does she have this? Why should she have this? And it's like, well, because I'm favored by God, of course. I've gotten to the point where, who are you to tell me that I don't deserve this? And so do they. And a lot of us are having to find ourselves having to separate from these people, from these haters who hate on us for no reason at all other than we're favored. Favor isn't fair, okay? When you've been called by the Lord and you've been gifted, favor isn't fair. And since they can't get over it, they want to take and steal what's yours. And that's not right. And I've come into my own and realized that I didn't deserve the treatment that I got from my mother and so-called father and siblings and aunts and uncles and ex-coworkers and ex-friends who had a vendetta against me, even strangers who I don't even know, who would do the things that they do and say the things they say against me when I've been nothing but genuine. I believe in authenticity. And I'll make another video about that, because I've been nothing but my genuine self. And that had been attacked. I've been around fake people all my life, pretty much. We call them karmics. And just because I stand on business, that I stand in my divinity. I stand on certain standards. And I think that's why I stand out so much, because I have certain standards that I will not tolerate certain things. I just won't, because I don't practice them myself. And it's not I'm judging people. It's just that there are certain standards that I feel that I need to uphold. And hold on a moment. And now here I am talking about this, and you know, I'm really blessed to be able to come into my own and understand that God wanted me to build, He wanted to help build my confidence by having me to self-reflect, because many of the people that I've known in my past didn't want to self-reflect on what they've done wrong, and they didn't want to take accountability for what they've done wrong. And I got tired of apologizing. I got tired of forgiving. I got tired of doing all of that, especially when I haven't done anything wrong. I haven't said anything out of turn, and I haven't crossed boundaries, but was helpful, but being taken advantage of, because they see that I have this compassionate, empathetic type of way about me, or you know, life in my heart. And they felt, oh, okay, well, we can take advantage of her. So they have. And being too trusting. It's not a fault of mine to trust people when we don't know that we don't have to trust certain people, including family, that we can detach and we can have boundaries. And I've learned that over the years, and I've come to the conclusion that, you know, I have to love myself enough to separate myself and detach and have boundaries. And I had been trying to learn how to have boundaries all my life, reading books and getting with mentors and having people teach me how to do this. And having all of these negative, bad relationships up until this point, even after my divorce, having to learn that, you know, I have learned how to have boundaries and not let people try to take advantage of me. It's been a long road up to this point to know how to do this, because I was afraid, you know, that I would not have the acceptance or the validation of family members and things when they were sucking me dry. And now I realize that I don't have to tolerate it. I don't have to tolerate their taking advantage of me or abusing me or using me. And self-love to me is walking away from toxic people. That's number one. Walking away, just letting them go and moving forward and letting the chips fall where they may. That was one of the first steps to dealing with abusive people, abusive relatives, abusive partners, abusive ex-coworkers or ex-friends or ex-whomever, and leaving that past in the past. And learning my worth. I'm worth more than what they think that they say that I am. Not. Saying a lot of things that are not true because they never wanted to get to know me. They never got to know me. So they still have an old version of me, even though that old version was never into drugs or alcohol or promiscuous sex or nothing like that. I'm still not into drugs and alcohol and promiscuous sex and have been celibate. They never saw that about me. They never saw me with any other man. In and out, in and out. They never saw that, not even my daughter. Because I just didn't want that that I had standards, and I wasn't just going to let anybody in and out of my daughter's life like that. So I kept my life just that pure. And because I believed in being with one person and one person only, that's a gift too. Marriage is a gift. Marriage is a gift, just like celibate is a gift. And God has given me this brilliant mind, this mind of excellence, to where I'm an independent thinker. I'm an independent thinker. I'm a free thinker. I don't follow the crowd like the rest of my family members or my ex-husband or ex-coworkers. I've been around followers all my life. When God says, why are you even, acting like a follower when you're really a leader? They should be following your example. Because I've put in you the qualities of a leader. They need to be following your example. Because you're the one that's the epitome, that's the standard that's set, that I require to bring about change. You are the change that I want to see in the world. Oh yeah, that's what God told me. You are the change that I want to see in the world. And you have to see that yourself. Be the change you want to see in the world. And I know that the Lord has called me here to make that change, to be able to help people succeed. My relatives didn't want to see me succeed, so they are not allowed to be around me, period. I'm worth more than $1 million, $1 billion. I am priceless. Just like Vesper Lynn did in Casino Royale, the Bond movie, I am the money. She didn't flinch. She looked him straight in the eye and said, I am the money. And that's how we should feel. We are the money. We are the treasure. I didn't see myself as a treasure at the time, but I do now, because we're valuable individuals. We are. And when you see yourself that way, I have not really needed any validation from anybody about who I am. I didn't need validation from my ex-husband. I didn't need validation from anyone. But when I was younger, I did. But over the years, I realized I didn't need validation from anybody. Because when I made things happen, I made things happen. And it was because the Lord had given me the ability to manifest whatever it is that I wanted to manifest and then make that happen. I had the self-determination and self-motivation and the confidence to be able to go after what it is that I was needing to go after. But I had to have some sort of a vision of it. I had to go off of a feeling of what it is I needed to do and pursue that. And you don't need the approval of your family members or anything like that. You don't really need their help. But because there's an imbalance in the world and people, because of their greed, like the people in this particular story that I'm telling you, is they took something that didn't belong to them. And the Most High is upset. Because it says, do not covet. Do not bear false witness. Do not covet. And so I know that people have talked about me like a dog behind my back, even relatives, my own parents, of things that weren't true. Because they're trying to create a narrative of something to try to prevent me from getting something that's rightfully owed to me. And the buck stops here, is what I'm hearing. Spirits say, the buck stops here. My ancestors are ashamed of what my relatives have done on both sides. They're ashamed. And I'm ashamed of them too. because they have not shown love or compassion or mercy when I needed help in my times of need. But when they needed, I was there. But my ancestors are furious. And I realized their whole family tree needs to be burnt to the ground. And a new tree had to sprout. And they've given me the ability to be able to tend to water this tree and prune, because I know the Holy Spirit is pruning out those dead branches that are withering away, that are in the family tree, because they don't need to be there. They're not growing seeds of positivity. They're not growing anything but hatred and jealousy and anger. And I fell into that trap at one point. And I realized I'm better than that. I'm better than them all, because I know that God put in me something very unique, something very beautiful, something very captivating, alluring. And I just had to see that beauty in myself to see that. I had to get to the point mentally and emotionally, my head and my heart in harmony together, because it's about balance and harmony. To be able to come to this, the harmony that it's like a marriage, like the head and the heart are married to each other. When they're in union, then that's where the magic happens. That's where the manifestation happens. And when you get one or two or more, you get at least two. Because even the Bible talks about two heads are better than one in Ecclesiastes. And so everybody keeps thinking we need to be, independent and all this. We're all interdependent in some way. Everything is all interconnected in this world. Because there is often a lot of imbalance, and balance has to be restored. And balance is being restored as we speak, has been for a while. And I had to get out of these cycles and be the generational curse breaker, because no one in his family is breaking generational curses at all, and they don't want to. So my ancestors are proud of me because I'm breaking those generational curses of not involving myself in the toxic cycles of abuse and hate that the generations have been that's been going on in the family. Not to take part in this anymore, dealing with it. And I'm happy to say that it's been a great joy to be able to not have to deal with that toxic mess. It's just drama. And I didn't realize that when I married the person I married, he was drama too. And he had to get cut loose too. Because the Lord had to remove him out of my life, just like he had to remove my relatives out of my life because of their thievery, the backstabbing, the lying, the hate, the hatred, the jealousy, the bitterness, the competitiveness, the domestic abuse, narcissistic abuse, all of that. And I didn't deserve any of that, because I was here to bring good news, to do good things. And they saw it as a threat. And I'm happy to be who I am. I've always been who I am. I will continue to be who I am and speak out about these things. I know that there are a lot more other things to talk about that are in the world, because the world continues to go on, and there's a lot of great things that's going on in the world. The world doesn't stop for you. And a lot of people are going to be left behind because they still hate on people that they shouldn't be hating on. They have no reason to. They have no cause. You shouldn't hate on people for a cause. And even if it is, then who are you to be able to say that they don't deserve something when they do, if not more? Because what are you going to do with it? If you're not going to sow anything good about it and you have bad intentions, it's not going to grow. I have had some wonderful experiences since I have been here in a few great experiences here in Portland, Oregon. And I had to, I used to live in Michigan, and there was a few good things too that I did there. And going to university and everything. And when I left home due to parental abuse and everything, I've been abused throughout the entire time of my childhood. And I was happy to be free. And I think that was some of the best years of my life, going overseas and things like that, and studying and working on my degrees. And that life had been a great time. And so I learned a lot. And when I became a single mom, I kind of took a back seat of that. And I wanted to be able to resume that. You know, most happiest thing that I love doing is traveling the world. And I know that, you know, it's kind of always been a dream of mine, um, but being able to see people happy and being successful is one of the greatest things that I would like to see, is that people are being self-sufficient, they're being happy, you know, joy in their lives, you know, just succeeding in life, just succeeding and victorious in life and in love and their careers and in their family life and in every area of their life, their health and wellness and everything. And I know that there's others out there trying to copy who I am. They'll never duplicate me. I'm one of a kind. I'm one of a kind. And that's what my relatives and my ex and all of the other haters hate on me for, because I'm authentic. I will always succeed. I will always succeed wherever I put my mind to, because I know I'm unbeatable and I'm unstoppable. They can never outdo my shine, because I shine brightly and they know this. People can see my shine from a mile away, from 10 miles away. I'm like the lighthouse, that beacon, the lighthouse out on like the lake that brings the boats in. If I was to describe an analogy of that, that would be what I would describe myself as. No one can duplicate my shine, because for all this time that I've lived on this earth, my light continues to shine after all the crap that I've gone through, all of the trauma, all of the things that has caused a lot of PTSD and everything. I still continue to shine. Anyone that knows me knows that I'm sane and that I inspire people. God called me to inspire people because of what I went through. And there are people who don't believe my story. Well, they wouldn't care anyway. My story would be boring to them. But to others, it's exciting. And why would it not? I endured something no one could ever endure. Psychically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, definitely spiritually. Okay. I've survived several death spells by my own relatives who wanted to see me out, to see me down, not have a house, not have happiness, not have love, not have a family, not have a relationship with my children, who wanted to see me in prison for life so that they could steal this money. That's what they wanted from me. But the Lord, my ancestors, my spirit team defended me. They protected me, and they're still protecting me from these family goons. They don't deserve what I inherited. And I can understand why my ancestors didn't give it to them and still won't give it to them. Because they know their intentions behind what they would do with it. They know their intentions. I understand why my ancestors are rooting for me. They're proud of me. And I'm proud of them, because they chose me too. The Lord chose me, and so did my ancestors. I only wish that I would have fought for them myself when they were alive, to see what the people what they left behind for me, and to see the wrong that they have done. They would never have allowed them to have what they have if they were still alive. They would not have allowed them to put whatever they were going to, their most prized possession, in their hands. They would not have done it if they'd have known that they would do what they're doing now. They would have put it in more capable hands, or just given it to me. Because they don't deserve to be disrespected like that. I'm proud to stand amongst my ancestors and fight for them. Because who would speak for them? But I know I want to make my ancestors proud. And I want to make the Lord proud too. So that my children look up to me. So they will look up to me. Especially my daughter. I love my children. But unfortunately, my parents did not feel the same, or my siblings, or my aunts and uncles, and all those who claim to be friends of mine. And for all those out there that feel the same way, that have gone through this, I'm proud to call you my brothers and sisters. Wherever you are in the world, my spiritual family, my soul tribe, I'm proud to call you my family. Because I definitely was orphaned. But I know I'm not alone. I know that. And neither are you, because I'm here. And I'm praying and interceding on your behalf as well too, because he's gifted me to be that way, to be an intercessor, to be the advocate for you too in the heavenly realms. And the divine has given me that. And I'm damn good at that. Not just in the spiritual realm, but in the earthly realm too. The underdogs. Fighting for the underdogs. Because those who were supposed to protect me did not do so. Learning about yourself, self-discovery and self-awareness. I always said that a leader needs to have self-awareness. That's your greatest gift, is self-awareness. Being aware of who you are as a leader, self-awareness. Knowing who you are is just discovering who you are, the core of who you are. Because I had to learn the self, which is the core of who you are, the core, which is the concept of the self. Learning who you are amongst the wolves in sheep's clothing that you are having to be raised by. I was raised by wolves in sheep clothing, male and female. I was thrown to the wolves by my family, thrown to the wolves, me and my children and my ex-husband and so-called ex-friends and exes and things, thrown to the wolves. Tried paddling my way upstream against the current. And I'm still here. I know I'm a fighter. I'm a lover too, but I'm a fighter for the most part. And I do deserve love. I deserve to be loved, and I deserve love. And I didn't get that from my relatives. But so be it. I am love. Fuck it, I am love. I am the good news. And collective, so are you. Stay strong, my loves. Stay strong. Nothing but good things from here. We fought a hard battle. It only gets easier from here. That's all I can guarantee you. If you want more, well, you can get that too. But stand strong. And I love you. And just continue to stay positive. I believe in you. I can't stand when people say, you know, you got to have faith in yourself in order for someone to have faith in you. Even if you don't have faith, I have faith in you. I'll have faith for you. Because if you don't have faith in someone else, having faith in someone else helps that person reach for the stars. I'd say reach for the stars. It helps that person elevate. It helps that person elevate. People don't realize the power of faith and belief, and that you have to be able to believe in people. And there are people who gone to look at my video and my haters are probably going to pretend to have faith, but I'll scope that out too. You can't fool me. You can pretend, but I'll spot that fakeness out too. The superficiality, I'll spot that out too. But we have to be able to have faith in one another, especially if we are light workers and, you know, those in the body of the collective, the divine beings. We have to have faith, not just ourselves, but have faith in others too. Not just be motivated with ourselves, we help motivate others too. Because I know I have been blessed to be able to inspire people with my story. It's a one-of-a-kind story. And I look forward to being able to see you all at some point in life. I'm pretty sure we'll cross paths. If you remember anything about 6 degrees of separation, then you know eventually we will run into each other, because we may think the world is big, but it's small, because I've run into people and I'm like, didn't I just see you last year? And so I just wanted to say, you know, I look forward to seeing you all, and, you know, just continue to strive to be your best selves and take care of yourselves, eat right, and stay away from negative people. You know, let go of family members, you know, let go of things that don't serve you highest good. And just continue to, you know, love on yourself, take care of yourself, self-care, self-love, learn more about yourself and what it is that you need, and express your needs, express your wants. I'm a big fan of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and evolving. Get rid of people that ain't trying to evolve and grow with you. That is the message here. Get rid of these people who are stealing from you, who are hating on you, who are being negative, trying to plant negative things in your head, plant negative seeds in your head. They're not being positive. They're not growing with you. They are not adding in your life. They are subtracting in your life. They're taking away from your life. They're not. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. Do not talk to them. Block them. Get away from them. Take a stand and let them be. Let the Lord take care of them, because they're not doing anything positive in your life. They're taking their liabilities. Because I know I'm an asset in the lives of those that I come across, and miracles happen. You can tell when a person is sent by the divine. You will see instant miracles happen. You will see them. If they're not, then you know that God ain't got that blessing anointing on them. Because when you're around a particular person, then stuff start happening. That's when you know. But then again, that's all I have to say. And you guys take care to the next video, right? All right, bye.